Hey everybody, how's it going? It's us, the Podcast Wreckers. We're back, and we're so happy to be back. Remember, you can find the Podcast Wreckers wherever you normally find podcasts. I don't know how to find them, but I know you do, and that's what makes all the difference. We've got 4 people in our group. All of us are middle-aged, white, and wear glasses. You can hold that against us if you want. You should. I'm going to go ahead and go around the room, let everybody introduce themselves. But I'm going to start with myself first because I'm most important. My name is Stephen Thomas, and I'm a father of 1 and married to my wife, and it's working out pretty dang well.
Is that your opinion, or?
Good enough. Hey, I'm
Next.
Adam Aragon, and don't you dare subscribe to this. Joe hates it, and he will find you.
I don't like it.
Don't subscribe.
Stop it.
That's a hard line for us. Anyway, Adam Aragon. Hi.
I'm Sneezy. I'm one of the 7 dwarves. And in reality, my name is Matlock Zumsteak, but I am having a sneezing fit, so you may just see me just like sneezing. Or hear me sneezing.
Call in to vote which name is sillier.
Yeah. I stole mine from Disney. I'm copyrighted.
Call in now.
Hey, who are you,
Speaking
buddy?
of calling in, I'm calling in. This is Joe Kroll, the ever being the hero of Johnny Chaotic. My room, once again, is warm. My friends,
I like to think
it is.
I like to think it fuels your creativity. You
It sure does, Doc.
We should have you do like a weather report of your room every podcast. Like, give us like what is the weather in your room right now? Like, give us like a weather report of your room.
Swampy.
If you're
Angry heat. Angry heat.
All right, so hot, wet, and angry is what it's like in your room.
Joe's motto.
That's what's going to be on my tombstone.
There's an oppressive wave of heat moving across the ceiling of my room right now, but there's some lows in the corner over by my air cooler.
I've got my fan pointed towards me, and it's almost teasing me with its slight whips of cool, warm wind. Not cool wind, but slightly less warm wind.
It's like being inside of a breezy oven.
Yeah. You get that one whoof of it, 300, not 400.
Yeah. Well, that sucks. Fair enough.
What's the temperature in the world today, Stephen?
The temperature in the world today... Culturally, the temperature in the world today is hesitant. The world is feeling hesitant today.
Why would you say that?
They watched the news.
He doesn't make the rules. He just puts the thermometer in the ass of the earth.
That's what I do. And it comes out either hesitant, nostalgic, or ready.
This is the longest hesitant wave that the Earth has experienced in over 200 years. It's been about 50 years now that the world has been in a hesitant state. And
you're right. You're right.
There was a time where it was, for a good while, it was, oh, you bet I'm gonna.
The 60s, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Since the 1960s, pretty much.
We're going to do this. And then it stopped.
That was when the temperature read ready.
Yeah.
But then the 80s came along and it all went to nostalgic.
This will be really fun to edit out later. We should move on.
Hey,
shut up.
Why don't we...
This is the good stuff. You don't know, editor.
Why don't we get the old ball rolling with some improv games?
You lied. You already lied.
Adam, I want you to give me the most apologetic supervillain in the world.
Okay, I did build a laser. It is technically a death ray, and I just want to apologize if that aggressive language seems like it's a little too forceful. It doesn't actually have to kill you. I mean, it does have to kill, but anyway, I created it, and I want money, you see, so it's more of an implied threat. I'm so sorry. No one... Please stop crying, ma'am. Okay. It's a show of force. It's like a nuclear deterrent. Like, no one ever uses it. Oh God. All right. There are children here too. Okay. No one will die. No, I guarantee that. Okay. I can't guarantee that or else he'll swarm me. Okay. But probably no one will die. And I am just so sorry to interrupt your day and inconvenience you like this. I have the death ray. I want the money. We could just knock this out real quick, and I will send every one of you a Christmas card. I can afford it after this. I am so sorry.
Can we let the children go at least?
Sir, is it time? Sir? Or the time for the children? Do they get shot first? His buddy doesn't get it at all.
Yeah. So what? We killed the kids? You're one of the victims. What are you doing?
Old bullion. What's that is? Whatever that is.
I'm sorry, you're just so non-committal. I felt I needed to stand up for you a bit. You know?
Anyway, that's my apologetic supervillain. You're welcome.
I'd love to have an apologetic supervillain that doesn't have a relatable backstory to explain why they went into villainy. Like one that's just like, I just needed money.
Totally
I just
circumstantial.
needed a job.
I was really bored.
Probably if like the circumstances were such that like they really wanted to be a good person, but it just doesn't work with like everything.
But the money is
on in
so
their
good.
life. But not even the money. It's more like, well, you know, I inherited this position from my dad. He really needed someone to take over the family business, and it's been in the family for 100 years. It's like a lot of pressure put upon me to keep this thing running. Yeah. It's a legacy.
It is. There's that. I mean, we could theoretically go out and hire somebody more qualified to take over the family business, but
I don't want to. His wishes were that I take it over, and unfortunately, as a supervillain, like I have to do these things. But I'm really sorry. Like I really want to make it up to you afterwards. Okay, like I promise. We'll like have a birthday party for the kids afterwards. Like I'll pay for it with all the money that I've made from the government. And
you know,
when I
actually have a liberal arts degree, so I'm not. You know, I mean, okay,
that's not what I was planning on doing.
I'm going to rename it. It's a fun ray. It's a fun ray.
It's designed to hurt as few people as necessary.
It's peaceful. It's a peaceful ray.
It's been in the family. You know, the whole thing's a family thing for 100,000 years of the elder gods, Cthulhu, Anastasiac, ambivalence. Yes, those. So long time thing. Not my choice. Hey,
trust me. If I could do anything else, I would.
Yeah, the money's so good, though. It's like, I feel like a hot chick in OnlyFans, right? I mean, how could you not?
All right. That's fantastic. But it's not good enough for me. I need a new improv topic. Who's ready to tackle an old white man tries to be woke for the sake of his grandchildren?
Boy, Joe, you want to, or?
Well, what's up, kids? How's, no cap, huh? Is that, you guys are cool, and the gender you are is the right one for you. That's as far as I'm going to come close to that. Any bathroom is good for you. Well, you know, they're... Oh...
and then he has a heart attack from the effort.
Do you want to use this bathroom? I don't care if you can if you want. I'm just saying I don't have a problem with it.
Could you have they, them, he, Z call an ambulance? Have they call an ambulance?
If they want to. I don't want to make them. Only if they want to. They need to come to the decision themselves.
I don't want to make it weird or put my own thing on top of yours. But
I'm not trying to be cringe here, but...
No cap.
No cap.
Dog.
I spilled my tea earlier. I mean, actually spilled my tea.
Oh, no.
YOLO, is that still
Is that a thing? What's up, yo?
Yeah, what is that? You only live in Oregon? Is that what that is?
Remember the Dewey Decimal System? You used it with books and libraries, but no one knows what those are anymore. Are you a girl or boy?
Hey, what's up there?
Show me a penis.
I'm sorry, I've been dancing around this the entire conversation, and I just... What is it? Tell me.
What words do I use?
Look, I know it's a faux pas. Just show me your genitals.
What are you? Hey!
What are you?
Black and white. Yeah.
Yeah, this is almost like the world's most confused detective at a crime scene.
It is almost like
You
that.
tied it right back in, Joe, and I love you.
What would that be like? The world's most confused. I mean, besides just an episode of Columbo, what would that actually be like?
Hello.
We'll start with
Now,
what
I
happened?
don't understand science, physics,
What is
or
this?
social graces.
What happened to him? Who did this?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You sure? Are you sure nobody got murdered here? This is 356 Sycamore, right?
Is he
Somebody
alive?
got murdered. Ah,
Is that the body? Are you the body? Are you the body?
Because if so,
Excuse me,
then
sir, are you the
all
body?
wrong.
Did you do it?
Are you
Did
the
you do
body?
You did it? Poking the
do it?
body. Get
okay.
up.
Did
You
you
did it.
Did
You
anybody
did it.
here do it? It would really help if you'd speak up right now. Anybody here do it?
Can you suicide another person? Like, can you
On
suicide
paper.
them?
Did somebody
For
sell
real.
Super hard.
them for them?
Well, if nobody else was here, how are we going to figure this out?
Oh,
I think
man.
there's no note, nothing.
Oh, God. No cameras, no nothing?
God, yeah, don't you wish there were cameras just like everywhere all
Man.
the fucking time?
Is
This
this
is-
a bullet hole? He starts sticking his finger in it. Is that a bullet? Do I feel a bullet? What is this? What is this? I just pulled out.
Is
that
this the murder weapon? Is this what did
is the
it?
bullet the weapon? Can a bullet be a weapon?
Maybe he threw it really hard.
Hey, does anybody have any paper towels? There's blood all over. I'm trying to see clearly. I need to get it out of the way.
That's
Am
just
I-
like
am I done
that's just
here?
like
Was there- did we solve
inept
it?
detective. It's just-
Did we solve it? Did anybody else solve it? Okay, let me know. Can someone call me if they solve it?
Johnson, run outside, look for the most suspicious person, and point to them. We'll go with that.
We'll go about one by one through the city. We'll just start arresting people, and then we'll take them into interrogation.
Did you do it? No. Okay,
Okay,
next.
you can go.
Do what? Okay, next.
Process of elimination. Sherlock Holmes.
We're well played. Good. Go.
Wow, why are there so many police cars here?
What happened?
What
Whoa!
happened?
What happened? Are they dead?
Oh, a murder.
Oh,
Oh.
is it rude to make a sandwich? I ask. Is some great stuff in there, and I'm starving. Like,
Listen, I got to go home. I don't have TiVo, and Succession is on. It's the finale, so if you can just like keep the body there, if everybody can just hang out for an hour and a half, probably 2 hours, I'll be back. Does
I like
anybody
to
want
nap.
anything?
Sorry, ribs. I had ribs. You know when it gets right in the tooth. She dead?
Oh, the body's got some floss in its pocket. Perfect.
Ah, there we go.
okay. I think that's the stupid.
And
detective.
scene. You know what that reminded me of?
What?
Was 16 Blocks. Did you guys ever see that old Bruce Willis movie from 2006?
I don't think
so.
anybody has, but you,
Oh,
Dude,
Bruce
it's a-
Willis movie from 2006.
Back in
Way
2006.
back in the-
him and another actor, right?
If you haven't, you should see. It's fucking amazing. He plays the best fucking just shitty fucking detective. The movie starts with him showing up to the crime scene and raiding the cupboards for booze. Like the whole time he's just like, God, isn't there anything? So fucking rad.
That's awesome.
That's kind of like him in Last Boy Scout, where he's just all bitter and drunk, and like he's still like he's genuinely like a good detective or cop, but like he's just like all grungy.
Oh yeah,
Like,
he's got to be the best to do that kind of bullshit.
yeah.
You know, I became a huge Bruce Willis fan before Die Hard. Even I wasn't even that impressed with Die Hard. I didn't like action movies when I was younger. It was Moonlighting and Blind Date with Kim Basinger and
Yeah, I
John
remember that.
Larroquette.
Cher was in that too, I think.
Maybe. I just
Maybe.
remember, like, I watched it a bunch, even though I didn't get all of it. I didn't think all of it was funny, but I was a big fan of Dan Fielding from Night Court. So John Larroquette being the angry, jealous boyfriend who was, like, chasing after Bruce Willis and, like, causing all this havoc was, like, that movie and Second Sight Detective Agency with him and Bronson Pinchot.
Oh, that
Two
movie's
terrible
amazing.
movies that I watched over and over and over as a kid.
Yeah.
Just 'cause I was
None
a
of that,
huge
none. None of that, none.
Yeah.
That's
Speaking of Die Hard, I have a hot take.
Oh
Hot
boy.
take.
Let's hear it.
Hot,
Is
hot.
I
Christmas
will
movie or
derail
no?
this whole thing just for this.
Let's
Because
do
it
it.
was 3 in the
It's the
morning. I
hill you'll
started
die
thinking of
on.
it.
Okay.
Die Hard, not a Christmas movie.
I knew it. Here we go.
Not a
Here we
Christmas
go.
movie.
Here's the whole
Movie that
podcast.
happens during Christmas.
Sure.
Best Christmas movie, Scrooge with Bill Murray.
I think we talked about this
I
before,
will kind of give you Scrooge to it.
and
brought
we
it up
agree. I think
during
we
the riff.
agreed that the whole reason people call Die Hard a Christmas movie is because fucking bros want to say it just to be like, and fuck your fucking Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'll take it further. I will stand by my shit. It's a Wonderful Life, not a Christmas movie.
What about now?
That's right. Happens during Christmas.
Now, okay.
It is a Christmas movie.
Hudsucker Proxy takes place on New Year's Eve. It begins and ends on New Year's Eve, right?
Christmas
Hudsucker
movie.
Proxy. No, I'm not saying Christmas. Is it a New Year's movie? Is it a movie you put on at New Year's because the movie takes place and ends on New Year's Day, but the movie
only if the
itself
topic happens to be New Year's. If it just passively occurs during that time period, but isn't
That's
about
what I'm saying.
New
Like
Year's.
Die Hard does that, right? So like, don't watch Die Hard during Christmas because it only takes place on Christmas. It's not a Christmas movie. Right?
I mean, before it was a meme and all that, I never really thought to label it as a Christmas movie. It definitely takes place during Christmas. So when people first started saying that, I was like, oh yeah, I guess. And then when people are like, no, it's not, I'm like, I just don't care. I'm apathetic.
I swear to God, it's.
I love the movie.
The circles that I've been in, and unfortunately, I guess I run in some very bro-y circles, but every time it got brought up, it was like a way of whoever felt like being the alpha at the moment to say, I don't want to talk about Christmas movies. Like, you know, like Christmas movies fucking suck. That's why Die Hard's best Christmas.
Sounds like feelings, and we're not going to talk about those.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing is wrong with that.
I did not take 2 doses of HGH today to talk about feelings and kindness toward my fellow man.
I think we've kind of moved our way into the Cinemania.
All right.
I think I took us there with a shotgun to our backs.
You did, and I appreciate that. Sometimes we need to be compelled.
Joe takes us there
with a firearm.
I'll take you there.
Joe takes us there. Sorry, what is that song?
I'll take you there.
Let's break into musical.
Is that what that song? Sorry, I fucked up. I fucked up the podcast. Sorry, I was trying to think of what song has the chorus of "I'll take you there." It was.
It's the Madonna.
Oh yes, sorry. I was thinking it was Everyday People. Or
Is
something.
it?
Yeah.
It's the
Madonna.
I thought it was
like
the
a prayer.
The one, right? The one where she has sex with the statue.
With the Black Jesus.
Statue
That's
sex.
like the weirdest, sexiest, like non-sexy video because he's like Black Jesus on a cross and he's all like sweaty and kind of hot looking, but
she
he's
was
also
all
like
cleavagey, but she was brunette. And for some reason that was weird, and it was kind of like, whoa.
Like the fetishes I developed from that video are so like inappropriate and sacrilegious.
Worth talking about in a podcast.
Yeah, what's your most sacrilegious fetish?
Let's do a deep dive on this.
And I see a white Jesus, and I say, pass. No, my Jesus is African American.
I want to get back
for those abs.
I want to get into some. Well, I got 2 topics for you. So we can either get into some movie. We get into some movie trivia, and we have movie trivia about. Well, anyway, or we can talk about the new Dune movie from the perspective of a diehard David Lynch fan who can't admit the new one is better.
Oh,
it's almost like a Cinemania and improv thing combined.
I could do the Dune one. I think.
Yeah, do it. I want to hear it.
Matt looks born for this.
Okay. Okay, yeah, no, it's definitely newer. It's newer. And the special effects, of course, yes, they are there. There are special effects. Now, practical, I don't know. I can't tell you how much of it was green screen or not, right? And art direction, I'm sure very good for today, right? But in a sense of a timelessness, like something you could watch in 100 years and go like, look at that design, like look at that Harkonian planet, look at all the green walls and the slobber. There's almost no spittle in the Dune, right? Like it is.
I think that's key.
Okay, now, think about David Lynch. The scene with the Baron and what's his name, the beefy dude,
Raban.
yeah, Raban, right? Who played
Raban the
Pop?
Beast.
He was Bluto in Popeye, by the way. I found out.
Yeah.
Nice.
So the Baron and Raban face to face. Raban chewing on a cow's tongue, right? A raw cow's tongue,
Sure.
and then the Baron, while spitting on Raban and stroking his son's face, moving the meat from his mouth onto the side of his cheek, right? Like, when does that happen in the new Dune? Where is that? Like, tell me. Like,
No tongue that I'm aware of.
do you remember what the time bending aliens in the new Dune look like? I don't. Like, do you remember what the time bending aliens in David Lynch's Dune look like?
That's
I will
right.
never forget.
Yes.
It cannot leave my brain. A talking testicle is something that you don't
With
ever
open source.
forget.
It's weird.
Through a vaginal
Weird
mouth opening.
vaginal mouth.
Yeah,
Breathing Cheeto dust in a vat of Cheeto dust.
in a tub of gelatin. Yeah, it's. What about Pizza Baby? Pizza Baby, where's Pizza Baby in the new Dune? Right? Jessica's got Pizza Baby happening, and there's shots of it all the time, like throughout, like randomly.
No internal womb close-ups is what's missing. Yeah.
Does anybody have an internal monologue that's being played like throughout the entire film, or does nobody have an internal
Hardly
monologue?
any narration, and I think it could use about 10 times more narration.
Yeah.
How did you know what was going on in the new Dune without
Someone wasn't telling you.
someone telling you explicitly what is happening right then?
It's a complicated book. It's a complicated movie. It requires someone to guide you through.
3 words. And I forgot the actor's name. Who's Okay, Strange Brew, right? Who's seen Strange Brew?
Yeah, Dave Thomas, Rick.
The bad guy in Strange Brew.
Oh God, yes.
What's the actor's name?
Von Sydow, Max von Sydow.
Max. Okay, 3 words. No Max von Sydow. 4 words.
Four words, but yeah.
All right. So that's all I have to say, right? Like, what makes it a so like Willy Wonka, right? There's a new Willy Wonka, right? And why did they make it? They were like, well, nobody liked the Tim Burton one, so whatever we make is going to get better reviews and it's going to make money. It's a recognized IP. Now, think about whether you ever want to see anyone but Gene Wilder play Willy Wonka. Like, who do you think would top Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka?
No one.
Some
Right.
creepy
My point is
young
that-
actor that likes to groom underage kids
Yeah.
and run away from weird fucking sexual abuse indictments. I think that'd be perfect.
Okay, maybe for you.
Ezra Miller, but yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I fucking hate Ezra Miller. He can go fuck himself.
You know, the new Flash movie was like one of the biggest bombs of DC history.
I think a lot of it
every
had to
DC
do-
movie is the
Of
biggest
course a
bomb
lot
in
of it had
DC
to do.
history.
It would have had me going to it if I hadn't heard all that shit about Ezra Miller, just because I'm such a big Batman 1989 fan. Like, I want
DC
to
had
see.
Wonder Woman and sort of Aquaman, and that's literally the only 2 good, pseudo-good DC movies they've had in the last, 10 years.
I say, like with the Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League, they should do the opposite with the new Flash movie and just cut the Flash out of it and just do, 45 minutes of Michael Keaton Batman and call it like New Batman or something. You know,
I think
I would watch that.
Some cool shit.
I don't even need it to make sense. He could be talking to a wall for half the movie. As long as Ezra Miller's not in the movie, I might be my favorite Batman movie. Who knows?
it's the same thing. Like DC, 10 years ago, saw what Marvel was doing and were like, we need to make some of that money.
Yep.
And so they made 2 movies and then did a Justice League. And it's like, wait, Marvel set up 5, 6, 7 characters, each with their own movie, and then brought them together. So it paid off. You can't just do movie 3, introduce everyone all at once, give them no backstory or context, throw them into dire straits and go drama.
It's like if you had a 4-year-old try and copy the Marvel Universal, the connecting universe. Like if they were like, okay, well, I saw some of the movies once. They all go to a place and they all say hi, and then they're friends. And they go, and Superman goes, "No, I'm angry." And then they fight Superman, and then he goes, "Okay, I'm not angry." And then bad guy, there's a bad guy. He big and horns.
Allow me to go on a brief rant as well. For like the people, like one of the guys heading DC up until recently was Zack Snyder. Like he was responsible for a lot of the stuff we've had recently. And
he's responsible for a lot of the wrong in the world. Yes,
exactly. No, like he did Watchmen, and I actually really liked Watchmen because it was a very difficult thing to film.
I loved it,
and it was beautiful. It wasn't the best movie ever, but it was interesting enough where I was like, that was cool. And after that, every single movie he's done has been very, very pretty, very, very terrible garbage. And it just took me a little while to realize, like, one after another, like, this guy can't write and he can't direct.
He
can in the slightest.
He can direct certain things. He can't write. You're correct.
No, he should be a visual effects supervisor. That's literally what he should do.
The 2004 Dawn of the Dead remake, written by James Gunn, that he directed. I really enjoyed that movie. I don't know if it holds up. I watched it like 8 years ago. I still liked it a lot. One of the best zombie movie openings I've ever seen. Like, if you remember, like just somebody waking up and people running around the suburbs, like outside their window, panicking. I think like a little like girl zombie is like just staring at them from their bedroom door when they wake up. And then it's like cars crashing. It's like one long shot of them like escaping the suburbs.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's got good writing like to offset.
That's what I'm saying. With James Gunn writing, he did a good job directing because all he had to do was make the good writing.
Following a really good blueprint, yeah. But like when people go off about the Snyder cut, it's literally like in my head, it goes through a filter of people going, "Give us a shittier version," because going by Zack Snyder's vision more closely is like less of what I want.
Oh, really? I love the Snyder cut. I thought it was great.
No. First off, you can't polish a turd.
It's better than the old. Like all I've heard is that
stupid idea. It was way too soon to do a Justice League movie. No matter how you shot it or cut it or wrote it, it was never going to be satisfying. So the fact that there's like a darker, better, whatever, more Zack Snyder-y cut is literally just like putting a shine on shit. Like
the critically positive reviews I've heard of the Snyder cut are that it's at least better than the original cut. Like they go like, well, I hated the original. Yeah. This one I almost liked just because it was better than the original, but it's not a good movie still. Like
unless the phrasing is it is astronomically magnitudes thousands of times better than the original movie, it doesn't matter. Right. It's slightly better than total fucking shit.
It doesn't have Joss Whedon's hands on it.
Doesn't have what? Oh, Joss Whedon, yeah.
Yeah, it took his hands away from it.
Well, some people blamed him, but again, you can go back and watch any other Zack Snyder movie. Watch Sucker Punch. Watch,
how dare you?
Batman versus Superman, and
Sucker
you'll go
Punch is the greatest film that has ever touched the silver screen.
I would say it's one of the greatest premises, but
he's really good at special effects. Like he does amazing shots, slow motion, cinematography, framing,
amazing.
Like he does beautiful
more is more
movies,
for him.
I
think he's
terrible.
more is more.
Terrible.
I think I'm going to have to bring this Zack Snyder shit on fest to a close, but I do appreciate it.
He's a goddamn villain, and I want him dead.
Enough of your Snyder bashing.
Just enough of your Snyder bashing for one.
We just lost one audience member. Damn it.
We only had one. Damn it.
Sorry, Coulter. We didn't realize you were such a
Snyderhead.
Snyderhead.
Sorry for all the Sucker Punch fans out there. I know. I'm one of them.
We've got a few topics we could round out the hour with. We've got some video game topics.
Can I just point out that the paleness of Steven's skin is throwing off the white balance on his webcam? So the back wall...
Get back in the center, Steven.
He's blending in with the back wall enough that like the camera keeps like trying to darken and lighten itself. Like I'm watching his screen and it's like...
I'm sorry, Hawaiian Tropic. I didn't realize...
I have radiation, okay? I'm not just one blank sheet of paper against a blank sheet of paper.
I have
Just in
blood-
your-
I have
just in
blood
your
in my system. There's a pinkish hue. Fuck.
There's
sure.
blood underneath this.
As you get
translation.
closer to the wall, it looks like you both become one, and the camera is having trouble telling which one is a human.
Well, there's you can only have so many
See
shades
some
of an
real
eggshell.
white. How about that?
Oh no! Actually, I think the sun is coming in your room stronger right now, so the wall behind you is super white, and it's making
The lights are actually off in his room. That's just a light from his monitor reflecting off his
He
skin.
exudes
And
a
it just-
glow. Yeah, it's like he's like.
Oh, I see that.
transparent.
No,
Yeah.
you know what? You're right. Like the kids drawing in the background.
It's getting like
it's just
It's going away.
It's going
Oh my
away.
god! Every time you get close to the wall.
Well, there it is.
Lean in, Stephen.
remember me.
And then he sat back and he was gone. He was
It's
gone.
like a green screen effect. Only there's no effects.
I am.
If you
Anyway,
tried to green screen
that's-
something behind him, it would just overlay on top of him because there's no way to tell what was green and what was
this
white.
is good for our audio listeners.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to wrap up the night with? We can go into some movie trivia, albeit potentially depressing.
I'm curious about it now. Depressing movie trivia seems like a really fun topic.
I only say
How many-
depressing because
how many
the only trivia I was able to.
Hung themselves in the back of the Wizard of Oz. Like, how many people? Was it one little person? And what was their name? And who did
Actually,
they live
it was two stacked on top of each other. One hung themselves at this height, and the other one hung himself at a lower height.
Hung
So
itself
that-
from the other
And
one.
then they put a trench coat on the top one. It was a goof. It was a little goof.
Goof, it went awry.
Yeah.
It
was a goof.
himself from the other one. I'm going to hang myself from your shoes. Okay.
Yes.
There's a tall branch.
It's not going to be funny unless it looks like one guy.
The legs are
come on.
swinging more than the top half.
It's all just pivoting at 90 degrees. Oh my
All right.
god!
Person suicides aside, what
His
were you
spine
saying,
broke.
Stephen?
Uh,
You're
as we
hosting,
all
right? Go
know,
ahead.
as we all know, Paul Rubens recently passed away.
Pee Wee Herman, no!
Good night, folks.
And on that.
And so think about that. And good night.
You
Yeah.
did this to him, society.
Yeah.
Do you think he would have got cancer if we hadn't made fun of him for years for masturbating in public?
I was gonna say,
that happen?
how many beloved stars are out there known for masturbating and their work with children?
Yeah.
Right, but it wasn't. Now that's the whole purpose of the controversy, and I'm sure everybody's bringing this up now that he's dead. They're like, let's go straight into the masturbation in public thing. But it was like the fact that he worked on a kids show was used as leverage against him doing something not with kids, with a bunch of other perverts in a public space where perverts do the things that he was doing. He was totally his personal life was separate from his professional life.
Oh
And
yeah.
he didn't meet at any point. But that's like, if you were to set a legal case against him, it's like he's a children's show star, and this is in the news. Like, there's no way to like separate those two things. Like,
Yep.
your kids may hear about this on the playground. Pee Wee plays with himself in public.
I honestly, like, when I was a kid, I remember it being like a big deal, the news that came out, but I feel like it eventually like blew over, and he still like had a career like acting and
Right.
popping up and
His
stuff.
his
Buffy the
return
Vampire
was
Slayer.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
Glow
Is I don't think the masturbation thing actually like followed him, you know, ad infinitum. That's what I'm saying, is that he's genuinely, I'm not being facetious, genuinely a beloved star known for masturbating plus and his work with children. Not
separately.
where they cross over. They don't ever cross over.
his
But
his
he's
return
known for
was
both of
pretty
those
great.
things, and he's loved.
Yeah.
He
Well-
returned on at the I believe MTV
Oh,
Music
yeah.
Video
I was
Awards,
gonna say that.
and his opening line was, "Heard any good
Good
jokes
jokes?"
lately?"
Yeah.
And that was his coming back. And it
What a
was
great, like, and his sense of humor, like, he was able to, it rolled off his back really well. And I think he was so beloved, and it seemed like such a separate, he wasn't even hurting anybody. He was just doing
Yeah.
something that we all probably do in private, but his kink was to do it with other people who do it in a place where you do that thing. Like, what else do people go to adult movies for? Just to get really frustrated?
Yeah, if you just swung open the closet door on any number of celebrities, you'd catch them in the middle of some probably pretty wacky shit, right?
Oh my gosh, he
Like,
used Richard Gere put a hamster up his
well,
butt,
I don't
and
know about
he
that, but like, yeah, I'm just
dropped
saying,
the
like,
tea on the women. Like, that's
there's a-
ridiculous. What?
I
Sorry.
guarantee there are loved celebrities who do a lot weirder shit than that. They just haven't been caught.
Right.
Yeah,
They have
probably.
bodyguards to sort of watch out for paparazzi.
I had read a
Clear
quote
out
where
this adult movie house. Clear it out. I don't wanna
I'd read
have
a
too-
quote where Paul Rubens had said, like, you know, he was being pretty candid about it at one point after it had happened and had blown over and everything. And he was like, you know, he's like, I'm a comic, but I'm not one of those comics who can like dish it out or can take it as well as he dishes it out. And
Mhm.
I don't, my jokes aren't to like make fun of anybody, but yeah, like, I'm a very sensitive person. He was basically saying like, get really fucked with him.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't envy him. That's like one of the most like. How do you think you're going to come back from that? Like,
Yeah.
and it did.
You wait for it to die down.
He didn't have a lot
That's
of
what he
Pee Wee
did.
movies after that. I think it was 20 years before he had a Pee Wee movie, and the Playhouse
yeah.
got taken off TV. Like, that was not around afterwards. For years,
Yeah.
he was trying to even separate himself from the Pee Wee character, just to do like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Blow, and like try and do more serious acting work and be respected for, like, to earn respect back.
Props to Paul Rubin in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie, by the way, when he gets his arm ripped off and he goes,
Yeah.
"You ripped my jacket." Just
Well-
the best. The only line I remember from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, is Paul Rubin.
His death scene was, or
His
his
death
fake
scene. I was gonna say it's the best. Yeah.
It's a shame. He's hilarious and he was very talented. He was great.
Mhm.
Yep.
Anyone see the new Pee Wee movie on Netflix from like 4 or 5 years ago?
I did
I
not.
never watched it.
So it's
what's the
Pee-wee's
summary?
I want to say it's Pee Wee's Vacation. He basically has a bromance with dude from True Blood. I can't remember the actor's name, but he was like the werewolf dude on True Blood. But it was directed by the director of Wonder Chosen. If you've ever seen or heard of Wonder Chosen, it's like an adult kids
Kind of
show.
wacky. Yeah.
It's really like off color, like really edgy. Like, I want to say edgy, but just like stuff that kids shouldn't be exposed to, but involving kids. But they're not the ones doing the things. Like, everything involving kids is sort of clean and kept separate from the rest of the show, which is like totally for like messed up like adults who like
I think
Adult Swim kind of
Was,
humor.
was Reggie Watts associated with that or not?
No, I think you're thinking Comedy Bang Bang, but
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
yeah, no Wonder Shows, and check it out or play a clip or something here. But like, anyways, really like crazy, wild, like out there stuff. And he directed the new Pee Wee movie, and it was decent. Like, it was not bad. It was. I think I like it better than Big Top Pee Wee, because I don't rewatch that one very often. Pee Wee's Big Adventure obviously is the best of the three.
Did
But,
it feel like he had aged out of the role?
that's, I think, the thing. They might have done some de-aging to his face, like done
They
some
did.
makeup. He's a little bigger, like the Pee Wee suit. His voice too. He's older. It's harder for him to hit like some of those high notes when he laughs and does stuff like Pee Wee. It's so if you're like, and that always like affects me when I'm listening to somebody like Dumb and Dumber 2 or something, like seeing the two of them play the same characters, but they're not pretending to have aged at all.
Yeah.
Even though they are older, like they're trying to act.
It's like
you're
the more cartoonish the role,
Mhm.
like the more obvious
yeah.
the aging is.
Beavis and Butthead, the new Beavis and Butthead, Mike Judge for a season. I think he keeps like putting out new seasons every couple of years, like through different channels. And I noticed like 10 years ago, he came out with like a season of it. I was like, oh, he can't do the voices as well anymore. But since then, he's done like a movie and this new series that's out on Paramount. And like, it sounds just like it did back in the day. Either that or I don't notice the
He
difference.
got
anymore.
back into the swing of it, I guess.
Exactly. Maybe just through practice and repetition, like he's gotten back.
I
into
heard
it.
it's AI. It's all AI.
You say that about everything. You said that
I'm
about
stroking my beard with the AI beard
You
stroke.
said that about
Yes,
Steven's haircut.
it's always about
a good
AI.
haircut.
It comes
That's
down to
topical.
AI.
That's in the news. The whole strikes, the actor strike over AI. Like, what do we think?
One
Writer
more,
strikes.
one more Paul Rubens snippet.
There's
I
writer
enjoyed.
strikes and there's actor strikes. because the actors are
right?
trying to get contracts that involve AI that are appropriate, because the companies are basically saying like, well, we want to charge an extra for 1 day of work and then use their image in perpetuity in the background of things forever. Like buy the rights to an extra.
Well,
and
not just for
say that,
extras. They're talking about that for like main celebrities and stuff too. Like
Right.
it's so offensive because it's so heavy-handed. Like they made zero attempt to try to meet anyone in the middle. They were just like, the next time we do a movie, we'll record you and we can do whatever we want with your face and likeness and voice ad infinitum.
Right.
Well, after you're dead. And like, wait, just for this movie? No, for anything.
Yeah.
Like they literally, like they put like no caps on the contract whatsoever. Like they just were trying to say we can do whatever the fuck we want with your likeness. Period.
I saw an ad pop up on Facebook using Keanu Reeves' likeness with one of those fake talking AI like head molds, so his mouth moves with the words. Yeah. And the voice the computerized AI voice they used was made to sound like him, and it was advertising like a Photoshop app. It was like, and they even had like a mistype in his dialogue, so it was like, problem with bad photo? Try new Photoshop. Try this app.
I hate to break this to you. That's how Keanu Reeves talks.
Problem with bad
Honestly,
photo.
I couldn't tell the difference because he's so stiff anyways. But I was like, did he approve this? Wouldn't there be a lawsuit over it? It was a sponsored ad on Facebook. But then I assume he also may have sold his rights to his image to be used in certain, somebody paid for it. He
actually did, because he was in the Unreal Engine 5 demo.
Okay. Yeah,
where it was playing off him from The Matrix. So they took him and the lady that played Trinity, and they scanned them both into Unreal Engine and like did a whole like action movie scene like out of a never made Matrix movie with both of them in it, and then had them like walking and talking, and then at one point like their real life counterpart steps out next to the CG one, and like. The CG is not so good that you're like, I can't even tell. Yeah. But it's funny that he actually was in like the tool that people will use to steal your likeness later on.
Right.
James Earl Jones signed over his voice.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
I hope he got a bunch of money for that.
Yep. Yeah. We'll always have James Earl Jones's Vader voice.
For is that just Vader voice or his voice for anything?
It's Vader voice for what I know.
Simba, 2 tacos, 99 cents.
Disney's going to put out a new version of Lion King in 10 years, and they're going to need him to be Mufasa every time. So, yeah.
Simba, if it's COVID, you should get tested immediately.
May I take your order?
Oh, shit. Hold on. James Earl Jones did not sign over Darth Vader the voice rights.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Oh, I think because I think I remember him having a quote saying like "It dies with me" or something.
Ooh.
I like Joe's newsflash. Newsflash. Wait, this just in. I totally forgot that.
Everything we said earlier was wrong, incorrect, totally and wrong. A lie.
Boy, did I spread a rumor. I apologize.
If you stopped listening 2 minutes ago, that's just the truth to you now.
Yep, you have spread misinformation, my friend. False news.
This is how it happens, Joe. This is how you get COVID and things.
I double checked. Yep. That's what we do.
This is how we get
double check our research.
That's right. We have several fact checkers that work continuously for the podcast wreckers. And we never take their recommendations, but we make them tell us.
We're podcast wreckers, but we're not information wreckers.
That's right. We don't care what comes across the table as long as it's hot.
We're not life wreckers. We're wife wreckers.
We will say anything, but we will occasionally double check our facts.
Wait, sorry, I misread that.
We will ruin your marriage.
Guaranteed.
Yeah,
that's our time. That's our time.
Steven, give me an impression of an animal that your child would draw.
Oh.
just like a horribly disfigured giraffe or what? Kill me! End me!
I was picturing a lion with a head like the sun.
Yes.
But,
how do you improvise that?
Where's my tail? Where's my tail? How come I don't have a tail? Where's my tail? Where's my tail? Where are my feet? Where are my feet? How come I don't have feet?
All my legs are parallel in a single line. This isn't good for balance.
Yeah. Where are my joints? I don't have any joints. How am I supposed to move? Oh my god.
It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Oh god.
Is this sand or am I standing on the sun?
Why am I standing next to a nuclear family? Why?
Why is my head on fire? Why is
Why
my
am I
head
on fire? Why is the sun so close?
It's right there.
Is it so close? Oh god!
Why am I talking? I'm a lion. Can I talk?
Oh god!
This is weird. My hand is like 5 times bigger than the rest of my body, and my hair is only 2 strands.
I have sticks sticking out of stumps in my arms.
Luckily, the extra 3 or 4 fingers should come in handy.
Don't let your son watch.
Bend them, but no.
The sucks splayed
Permasplayed.
like spatulas.
Well, on that note, kids.
Sure.
Yep.
We're
We
gonna
are the
wrap it
Podcast
on up.
Wreckers. Thank you for joining us today. Like I said at the opening of the podcast, you can find us anywhere podcasts are found. I don't know where that is, but I'm sure you do.
We don't listen to podcasts. We just make them.
We just make them. We don't listen to them. I have no idea what happens after this.
It's not our thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
After
sure if
this
this is a
point, I have
podcast.
no
We hand
idea
we
what
hand this off to North Korean workers, and then they just put it somewhere.
Yes.
Whatever.
Reason number 217, why to hate American pig dogs.
Which is the title in North Korea. Yes.
They just use our podcast as proof of Americans. Like,
Look what they're
Degeneracy.
doing.
Yeah.
Not going to do
look
it.
at what they say.
Yep, exactly. They show our podcast and everybody goes, yeah, more missile testing. Cool.
We don't
Great
want any
leader.
more of that.
Great leader was right.
You are awesome. Any food? Just asking.
You're
Asking for a friend.
Oh,
Not for
so
me,
right.
for a friend.
also hungry.
So hungry. What's caviar like? Anyway.
Any rice? Any rice at all?
What's caviar like? Could I get a grain of rice?
Do you have any starch?
We are the Podcast Wreckers. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Stephen Thomas.
I'm Adam Aragon.
His name is Stephen Thomas. His name is Adam Aragon. My name is Matt Luxumsteak.
I was Joe Kroll.
And forever
And now-
you shall be.
And now
Now
you're
you
a
are
puddle
Joe.
in a hot, humid room. You're
There's
the liquid
nothing
that
here
used
left,
to be
baby.
Joe.
It's all fumes, motherfucker. I can't even see anymore.